Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Choices with Chichi and my name remains Chagozim Adindu. I am triply excited today. First of all, that you guys are with me, returnees and new subscribers alike. Thank you for stopping by. I don't take you guys for granted. And secondly, I'm excited because I'm not alone today. We have a guest in the studio in the person of Miss. I'm going to let her introduce herself. But guys, the third reason why I'm excited today is because we're going to be talking about something inspiring and powerful. It's a topic we do not talk about enough in Nigeria and in the world generally, right? So without much ado, I'll hand over to our amazing guest and I'll let her do justice to her introduction because, I call her the advocate. She's a very powerful somebody. So please, ma'am, tell us about yourself.
Thank you. Hi everyone, I am Ifem Sochku Onwoche. You can call me Sochi. I am a pharmacist by training. I am a chef by choice and lifestyle. And I am passionate about a few things I will share with you today. The first is the rational use of medicines as Nigerians. It's not something we're good at, but we'll be good at it. Second, I'm very, very, very particular about the female in Nigeria having a voice because we do have one and it has to be recognized.
Yep.
And then third, I am it's a thing I'm carrying on my head. The attitude of Nigerians towards shame, towards secrets, it's a thing that has been dubbed the silence culture. It's something that must end. It must end. Okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, and it's in that capacity you will be meeting Miss Ifem Sochi, otherwise known as Sochi. She's going to be talking to us today about the silence culture. When I heard this lady speak about it so passionately and so informed about it, I'm like, I think my audience need to hear this, and that's why she's here today with us. And so I'm going to be asking her a few questions, just get a feel of the background story. So basically, what informed your decision? Like, how did you get here? I mean, this is a very not so common topic. A lot of people, we're even just getting to the point where we are willing to open up our lives. Okay, so this is not a discussion we have regularly. So why are you this passionate about ending the silence culture?
Okay. I'm very particular about it because first of all, I grew up in a very religious family. Growing up, I interacted majorly with other very religious families.
Okay.
Yeah. So amongst societies or communities that are very religious, this is a thing that is very abundant. So I saw growing up atrocities that should have been quickly brought to light, but because of what will people say, what will people think, it will be an embarrassment, it will be a this, it will be a that. Things were just
swept under the carpet,
far away. And it's like these are things that would prevent other things that I saw happen later on. And it was like, why didn't you just say something at that point? But then trying to bring it up, someone says, oh, you will make people think our family is you will make people say about our family, and it is like we are trying to prevent something worse from happening in the future, and then all you are concerned about is what will people think. They should think it.
I'm telling you.
Let them think it.
So good.
It is their thoughts. Like, let them have it. You're not allowed to express yourself. You cannot emote your emotions because somebody is going to think a thing. You're having issues with your mental health. You say cover it. Oh, what people think about our family? Wow. You're having such and such a struggle, maybe with school, maybe with your health, your emotions. I mean, we are human beings. Things happen. There are things that are completely out of your control, and then somebody is now trying to tell you, on top of the suffering that you are suffering, add this extra suffering to it by keeping it quiet. It's unnecessary. It is unnecessary. People are allowed to think what they think. They are allowed. I'm not in control of what you think. If you think I'm a type of way, think it. If you think I'm a type of person, think it.
Wow.
What is important is what? How I feel.
Awesome.
How I am.
Awesome.
Am I healthy? Am I happy? Am I fulfilled? If somebody's emotions are not in line with those three things, face your fronts.
Okay. Hashtag face your fronts. Right? I hear you, and I hear you well. I hear you saying indirectly, even without, saying it, live and let live. But don't be at the receiving end of other people's lives. Don't let people's thoughts, and half the time I've noticed that most people do not even think the things we think they are thinking.
Yes.
Let me say that again. Most people do not think the things we think they are thinking. So sometimes it's just your illusion, it's just your mind. You're just building this thing, right? But the way you're speaking passionately, have you had an experience yourself, a closed one? Do you have like or a family in question, or friends who have gone through these things that you think you can share? So you give examples of times specifically when people have gone through stuff like that.
Yes. For privacy purposes, I will not mention any names. I will not mention any cities. But I have this very close friend who got married into another family, like a family obviously from a different tribe, a different state, a different section of the country entirely. And then her family was all very particular about, don't marry into this family, don't marry into this family. And it's like, what are you people trying to say exactly? And it was like, oh, you people are trying to block my destiny or something. And then we are who we are in the 21st century. She stubbornly went ahead. This is not to say your parents may be blocking your marriage or whatever it is, your choices, because something is definitely going to happen bad in the future. It is up to you. You make a choice, you stand by whatever happens.
Definitely.
So she made her choice, decided to go ahead with it. Married into this family that they are champion secret keepers.
Okay.
Even from members of their family. And it put her own life at risk.
Wow.
She lost her child as a result of something that happened in the family, and they were still trying to make her not say anything.
Wow.
Intimidating her with, you will leave our family. Such that she and her husband had to make a decision to vanish, to run away from their own country, from their own community, from where they were. They had to pick up their lives and, in essence, run away from their own family because they felt unsafe. It is a blessing that she had a husband, a partner who could see her side of things and wouldn't take his family's side. But still, he had been raised in this culture where, even though he was going to put his safety and the safety of his wife as his priority, he still couldn't bring himself to expose what was going on. And this is something that, as it stands now, will continue happening.
Wow.
It will still happen because of what will people say about our family? How will our family look to other people? Nobody will want to marry from our family. Nobody will this one of our family, our family, our family. It is not more important than the safety and the lives of people. The standing of your family, the reputation of your family is not more important than the safety of people. Draw your ear, hear it.
Hear it and know peace. Honestly. And you see, I've noticed that this is, what you're saying is very rare, and I'm surprised that people are not even speaking about it as much as we would assume. I mean, I'm saying that the way these things occur, the frequency by which they occurred, how rampant they are. I'm excited that we're having a voice like you know, talk about things like this. And what you're saying is something that cuts across every sphere of life. We're talking about any form of abuse, emotional, mental, financial. See, there are abuses and there are abuses, physical, that people are going through things. And we have people who enable the bad people and silence the victims consistently. I've had, in my last video, and I'll put the link up there, when I was talking about the battery of the mind, I said there are certain postures we take as a result of the things we have considered to be truth in our minds. Because I remember saying in that video that the battles that go on in the mind are not random battles. They are powerful battles because they're the battles of truth.
Yes.
And so we have had people with terrible postures. I'm talking about mental postures, birth children in that same posture, and gradually it's a generational thing. So you see a girl, for instance, who is in an abusive relationship, wanting to go out, and she runs away to her family, and the mother brings her back and says, you can't leave. If you leave, they will say people in our family do not stay in marriages. Or I don't know if you've heard the one where they say, Igbo women or Imo women, Mbise women, they stay in marriages, so you can't afford. So, consistently people have been pushed to stay in molds and conform to very terrible standards and situations that even animals would not go through. I'm super glad that we're having this discussion. I think for me, the next question I want to ask is, if someone is listening to you now, let's talk about causes. At what point, what do you think has led? I know that for different people, we're on different journeys, we've had different experiences, different exposures and everything. But what brings people to this point where they are silenced? I'm not just talking about this generation, I'm saying, how do you think it started? What's the origin of this silence culture?
The origin, in my opinion, is the ranking of outside opinion more than your own. You see what someone else thinks as more important than what you think.
Wow.
If I see Mr. A's opinion as the standard opinion, in my mind, that is how everybody thinks. I will now see myself having a different opinion as a problem. Which means what? If someone says, in our family, in our village, our clan people, they stay in marriages. When somebody is using iron to hit my head, in my mind, this person that has said, in our family, we stay in marriages, it will not allow me to think of living as an option.
Awesome. So true.
It will not allow me to see any other option. So when somebody else's opinion is more important to you than your own, there's a problem.
Wow.
There is a big problem.
Wow.
You may be offended though, but the truth is that when it comes to opinion, the most important is what? God. Then your own, other people's own is the bottom pot.
Wow.
Other people's own is under. When you make a decision for yourself, even if it goes bad, you learn a lesson.
Yep.
If it goes bad, you learn how not to do it.
Yeah.
But you cannot now say, my mother made this decision for me. My mother told me to stay. My father said such and such a thing, and you will not have regrets. It's not possible.
Wow.
It is not possible.
For me, all I'm hearing you say is a broken sense of personhood, having a broken sense of who you are, or a faulty mindset, or let's say low self-esteem, or in fact, you could call it validation addiction.
Yes.
Is it related to validation addiction?
Validation addiction.
Like a point where you want to conform, a point where you do not think your opinion matters except somebody seconds it or agrees with you. So outside of people's affirmations, you feel incomplete, you feel unsure. How do people get there? So I want us to walk from cause to cure. What causes a broken sense of self? Where do we get healing for brokenness, from self-crisis or low self-esteem?
In my very uninformed opinion, we have to, at some point, decide that this thing is not for me. We may just be looking at the society and think, okay, conformity. We want to you want to conform, you don't want to be different. That's not how we were made. That's not how we were made. We seem to think the popular opinion is the only opinion that matters. So everybody must be some type of way. If there were no different people, we would be clones.
Yep.
If there were no different people, we will all be the same, and society will be boring. It will be boring, honestly. There will be no chance to learn from other people's mistakes. There are many people that have been saved from terrible things because they learned from somebody else's lesson, learned from someone else's experience, and in turn that person can also learn from something you went through. So if you hit one pothole, you don't have to hit the other 40 in front of you. You can learn from 40 other people who have each hit one pothole. So in the end, we have less broken people. We have fewer destroyed lives. It is very important to get to the point where you say, this thing is not for me, this situation is not for me, and it is okay.
Wow.
It is okay. I'm fine with it. This is how I am. This is how I will be, and I love me like that.
Awesome. Awesome. You know, when you said that's not how we're created, what rings in my mind is the fact that there is a standard, there is a creator, and if we're the created, then we must align to the standard of the creator. And that for me speaks to the need to get your sense of personhood, your sense of identity from the Bible. I can't say it more than this. I can't say it less than this. This is it. What you behold is what you become. So if you behold and you're consistently in an environment that tears you down, whether you know it or not, you're going to be a broken person. But if you want to be fixed, it's not even in being an environment that enables you as much as it's in being with the person that created you. It's like having a TV spoil and then we're taking it to someone that repairs cooker. Like, seriously? We're going to make that TV a hot plate at the end of the day, and it's going to malfunction because it wasn't created to be. And that's the same thing with us. You were not created to be some of the things that you are going through. We're not even, and you know, life already is hard. The journey is going to be stressful. So don't do another person's lane in the spirit of keeping quiet. Don't do something else that you shouldn't be doing. Don't be in a more difficult situation that you were in, that was intended or predestined for you, all in the name of being at the wrong place at the wrong time, or being with people who you shouldn't be with because of the opinions of people. And if for any reason, which is one point I think we should make now, if for any reason you find yourself in a disadvantaged position, you have a choice. You have a choice to speak up, which is basically what the silence culture is about, right? That at every point in time, even when you have messed up, you can still speak up. I don't know if I'm saying what's on your mind.
You're saying what is on my mind. No matter the point you get to, you have a choice to say no further, no more. It is enough. It don't do. It is up to you. Nobody else will come and say, oh, okay, it's okay, leave her alone. No. Every other person is in that same situation. Every other person is still suffering from, oh, okay, they say I should keep quiet, let me also keep quiet. When someone stands up, other people will stand up.
Awesome.
It is very hard though. It is not easy to be the first person to stand up and say enough is enough.
Yes.
But just draw strength from the fact that when I stand up, I'm making somebody else's rising a little bit easier.
Wow.
It is going to be a little bit easier for someone else to get up after I have gotten up. This morning, someone said to me, stories are important. It is very important. Stories are very important. We draw strength from hearing that it is possible. We can organize ourselves from hearing that so and so organized themselves. So for you to stand up, it took you a long time. It took you years. It took you beatings. It took you being hit down 47 times. Think about it. It will take somebody else being hit down less than that, because they saw you get up. They saw you say enough is enough. They saw you pick yourself up after being hit down and silenced for many, many years. And they saw that it is possible.
Yep.
And because there is one less person putting pressure on you, telling you to conform, telling you to keep quiet, it is easier to make noise.
Wow.
It may not be just for you, but think about it. The same way 10 people's opinion kept you in a box for your whole life, 9 people are not strong enough to keep you in that same box.
Hallelujah.
And if one person removes their hands from holding the cover of the box and is trying to help you get out, your journey is easier.
Yep.
So if you're the one who was holding the box, you also have the option to remove your hand. You also have the option to say, I have seen the error of my ways.
And retrace.
Retrace. It doesn't mean anything that I used to be. When somebody comes and says, I used to be, it is what? An indication that there has been a change. If someone comes and says, I used to be a thief, yes, you'll be a bit skeptical about the person. You hold your belongings a bit tighter, but it says to you that this person, they may not yet be successful, but they are trying.
Yes, they're making progress.
Yes.
Awesome. Wow. Thank you so much for this powerful session we've had already in part 1. Remember, guys, this is a 2-part video, and we'll be bringing you part 2, where we'll be talking about everything juicy and real, especially when it comes to circumstances where people are usually silent or pushed, intimidated into silence. Of course, we'll also talk about the way forward, and then a host of other things that will flow. And I'm hoping that this video has encouraged someone, first of all, to heal, and then to contribute their own quota to ending the silence culture, really, because everybody has a role to play. Right? Thank you guys for your time. Don't forget to subscribe, share, leave a comment if you've had any of these experiences, and let's keep lending our voices to bring the change we desire. Thank you so much, Ms. Sachi. See you guys. Bye.